All right, so the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to swap some pins around on your I2C cable. But before we get to that, let's understand why we're doing this. Well, if you go to the Rev Robotics website and go to the Control Hub page, scroll down to Documentation and open the Control Hub User's Manual, and you go to Port Pinouts, you'll notice that the port for the I2C is expecting the four wires of your I2C cable in this order: ground, power, data, clock. And you'll also often notice that ground is synonymous with negative and power is synonymous with positive. Now, if we go to the HuskyLens documentation, reading this up to down, you'll see positive, negative, clock, data. Now, hold on. Positive is first, negative is second. Here, negative is first, positive is second. And you'll see the same thing here. Clock is first, data is second. Here, data is first, clock is second. So essentially, on one end of your I2C cable, you're going to want to switch the first two wires and the second two wires with each other, and then you're going to leave the other side B. The side with the swapped wires is going to be going into your Husky lens, while the side with the original configuration of pins is going to go into your control hub.
In order to swap the wires, you'll need to utilize a small sharp object to remove the white pins or lift them up. And then you'll have to remove each wire from its designated spot and then flip them around. Make sure they snap into place. Once you have successfully completed swapping the wires, make sure to push down the white tabs to secure them, and then it should look something like this. Whenever plugging in the wire to the control hub, make sure you don't plug it into the 0 port because the 0 port is designated for IMU. So you plug it into any other port such as this, and then repeat the same process for the Husky. Once you've plugged everything in to test if it's working, plug in the battery and then flip on the switch, and the screen should turn on to let you know that it's working.
All right, finally, we're going to configure our Husky lens, and we're going to do that by going to our driver hub or whatever Android device you are using. We're going to connect it to our robot, obviously. I'll link a video in the description in case you don't know how to do that. We're going to go to our three dots in the upper right. We're going to hit Configure Robot. We're going to create a new configuration or use a previous one if you would like. We're going to hit Control Hub Portal, Control Hub again. We're going to go down to the I2C buses, and we're going to hit the one that corresponds to wherever we plugged it into. I plugged it into port 2, so we're going to hit uh, I2C bus 2. Again, this shouldn't be port 0 because that is for something else. We're going to hit add. From the drop down menu, we're going to select Husky Lens. We're going to enter a default device name, and I'm just going to name mine HuskyLens, no spaces, all lowercase. You can name yours anything, but this is what you're going to use in programming. All right, I typed in HuskyLens, all lowercase, no spaces. We're going to hit done, done, and done. All right, finally, we're going to save this configuration, and I'll just name mine HuskyLens. And there we go, and hit OK, and we're all done. Our configuration is saved. Now, the HuskyLens is actually useful for a wide array of functions, and you can see all the documentation for it on the DF Robot website. Here it lists 7 built-in functions: face recognition, object recognition, line tracking, color recognition, tag recognition, and object classification. Now, this can be especially helpful when you need to identify tags, like April tags in the center stage game, or, for example, in the center stage game when you need to recognize your team prop. Now, I found a really useful video for this to be this video by Drone Bot Workshop, Machine Vision for HuskyLens. I'll link this down in the description along with the documentation for HuskyLens. These are both really helpful resources.